So now I know that, your desire to drive the community into a better direction has led to a recent announcement. Would you like to tell everybody what that announcement is?
Well, I saw this is a special election, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, for sure.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, I'm not a politician, nor was none of my intention to run in politics. I'm a businessman and a local businessman with a small business here that we run, and most of my attention being there and help out as much as I need.
Sure.
On low profile.
Right. Let me start with telling everybody who may not know out there that the loss of Councilman Cooper, the People's Councilman Chuck Cooper, unfortunately passed away last month, very suddenly.
Yes.
And with that, the city has, they're forced to do what's called a special election. And I know a lot of people were curious how that was going to go down, but that is what's going on. And any citizen is welcome to come and put their hat in the ring and basically run for the election. And so
and that's kind of when I saw there. First of all, I met Chuck Cooper and been seeing his video, right, and what he did in there. And man, he's a fighter. He was a fighter.
He was a fighter. Yes, he was.
So when I saw that special election, I said, hey, Chuck Cooper, he left a legacy.
He did.
You see a great legacy behind.
Did.
Right, fighting for the community.
He did.
Fighting for that small town living, fighting for our waters, right? Fighting for the quality of life.
Right.
And then I said, gosh, that's a big
shoe to fill.
Yes. So, but guess what? At least I'm gonna give it a try because I want to make sure that legacy stays.
That stays.
Right. And maybe get fulfilled 100%, not just with a person like me, which I believe firmly in the small town living, in the quality of life, in the St. Cloud, bringing high paying job and whatnot that I'm doing here.
Right.
And I think many people can do it, but do we have the people that represent us and represent the value that we have as a city council? I'm not sure, right, at 100%. So I'm going to go for it,
right?
Because I know that I can keep that value intact.
And you can be the change that you want to see.
Correct. At least to start that change.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
It's a fight that he did for many, many years.
Right. And sometimes it takes that one person to get the ball rolling, like you did with St. Cloud Proud, and that's the thing. It's not just. I mean, clearly, there's not a question of whether or not you're going to put your money where your mouth is, because that's already happened, and there's already 40-something families locally that have seen that Jose is willing to put the time, the efforts, the energy, and his own resources into the community to better that community. So, I have hope, and I like to see that there's someone who, like myself, you and I are very similar in the respects that we weren't born here, but this is our community, and we're deeply
100%.
Rooted here, and we've been rooted here for a long, long time. And so, it's good to see that we adapt to this community, and every person matters. Whether or not they know you're fighting for them or whether or not you're willing to speak up for them for a voice, the good thing is that you are. And there are people in the community who are willing to, like you said, follow the legacy of Chuck Cooper, because it is a legacy.
It is a legacy.
This man, Chuck was a native, of St. Cloud. I don't know if anybody knew that. He was a native of St. Cloud. He actually only left to join the military. And when he came back, he decided to start his family here. And there's many houses when you drive through the community that people don't know that the Cooper family helped build. And, Chuck started off as a laborer. He built, just like yourself.
You told me there were only a few thousand people living in St. Cloud.
Literally.
When we started. Yeah,
Literally,
you told me that.
So what a
was
difference.
surprised.
What a difference. And so the good thing is, Chuck's story is very similar to yours as well. He started off humbly and he built and built and built and just wanted to drive in the community. So I'm glad to see that. And
I think change are coming, and these unfortunate events will allow this to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I see more people coming up, and like Tom Lord, hopefully he comes in next election and bring it on. We need people that want to make a change in the city, and I think they will open up for that.
Right. People who have their heart here. People who want to change with their heart and not just, not just their money, people who genuinely care. It's important. Cool. And I have to say, I love the fact that you're prominently displayed right here at 1101 New York.
1001.
Oh, 1001 New York, yeah. I never remember the address, but I do remember the and you're here, and, clearly you're always in the community. Even before I knew you, we've seen you out at the restaurants, we've seen you out at the shops.
I shop local.
Yeah, you do. And so
I even ride my bike locally.
I know. Well, with the traffic here, I'm a little nervous about that.
Yes,
but hey,
correct.
So what are some of the things that what your platform will stand for? What are some of the things you want to see bettered in this community?
I think the one thing that is just standing out time and time again is our clean water.
Absolutely.
I mean, how can we get a quality of life if we cannot have clean water? I mean, we see what happened in Flint, right? We don't want none of that happening here. In so many years, we have not been able to accomplish that. That's one thing. Another big item, and I think I mentioned at the beginning, is that controlled growth. I mean, I still want to be a small town living, right? Feeling, right? Definitely brings quality of job to town, but let's feel like we are one community. So for me, that's those two key items. And of course, we want to make sure that we bring that transparency.
Absolutely. That's huge. That's important. And that's one of the things here at Save St. Cloud that we've been fighting for. You know, we're very vocal on the clean water issue, and we're very vocal on the transparency. And it's not hard. I mean, this is everyone's community. We all have to live here. So nobody wants the adversarial relationship. Everybody wants to be able to work together to bring the common goal. And clean water is a basic human necessity.
Absolutely. And again, we got many different key points, but if we say let's focus on a few main items, key water. You know, we need to control our growth.
Absolutely.
We want a smart growth.
Responsible growth.
We want responsible growth. We will love growth.
Right.
Let's just make sure it's a smart growth.
Absolutely.
And transparency. We want to make sure that every penny we spend here is well spent.
Correct. And spent to better the community.
To better the community, for sure.
Not just to willy-nilly. So let me ask you a question. What can people do to get involved with your campaign?
Correct. But before I answer that question real quick, let's not forget about our law enforcement as well.
Absolutely.
They've been here so much.
Absolutely.
At a national level and a local level. We want to support them 100%.
That's very near and dear to my heart. My grandfather was a police officer. My father was, my stepfather and my biological father were police officers. And my youngest brother is an Orange County deputy. So it's very near and dear to my heart as well. I couldn't agree with you more.
We're blessed. And I want to bring that more for that integration into our community. Our community to support them and be proud of them.
I agree.
Well. So again, we got so many key items, but that one I didn't want to leave behind.
No, I agree. And
I want to make sure
we at Save St. Cloud has spoken several times about, doing something in the community for our first responders. Like, maybe that's something we can partner with, look for the future.
Yes,
to see
absolutely.
St. Cloud Proud matching with Save St. Cloud to bring something to the community.
I go to a local gym here, and I speak with so many law enforcement officers and hear their story, and I say like, wow. Definitely something to be proud of.
Absolutely. It's a very admirable profession, and unfortunately in our times, it's not as appreciated as it has been in the past, or as it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
And a lot of things, they're unsung. A lot of things that they do, it's not just criminal calls that they get. I mean, I can tell you, like I said, my family is very deeply rooted in law enforcement. A lot of times the things that they see are things that your average person would never want to. Correct. They get. And
they're really
calls.
humble people.
Oh, they're very, very, yes, very, and it's hard work.
So
it's
they don't get all the credit.
That's a 12-hour shift, a lot of hard work, carrying a lot of weight on your body in the heat in Florida. It's a lot of hard work. So I definitely agree, and I'm glad you said that. Thank you. So how can a lot of folks get involved with your campaign?
One really definitely we need the support in Facebook and social media. I think that we want our community to be more educated into what's going on.
Sure.
Get involved, right?
Sure.
See what really is going on behind the scenes. See what's really all the changes that are happening, and then ask yourself: do I really need everything that's going on around? Can we make a change, right? And more importantly, so many people are moving here in town. And I want them to be engaged, right? And see that making sure that all these funds that are coming into town, that we are spending it the right way for the good of the community. So the one thing that we can definitely how people can get engaged is actually being out there, being vocal, saying, hey, we need changes here in St. Cloud, right? We're going to be posting our website and we're going to be blasting social media, kind of see what it is. And hopefully you guys can support the key point that we're bringing and the changes that we want to bring to town. Like I said, I'm not doing this because I needed it. I'm really doing this out of the bottom of my heart.
Right.
I'm passionate about St. Cloud, and I want to make sure that we keep our values intact. Sure. I think we are at that point, right?
Absolutely.
It's kind of a breaking point.
Absolutely.
Whether we want to change it forever, we want to keep our St. Cloud values intact, and that's what I'm fighting for. So please get involved, right? Talk to people. Hope you like the thing that I'm bringing to the table.
Sure.
And hopefully, if you believe on it and want to engage it, we definitely will be glad that you do and support us for sure.
Well, one of the things I think that is important to me personally is I know that Jose is not doing this obviously for financial reasons.
No.
I think you're actually, I think it would not even stand to be a financial gain for you. And I like the fact that you've got your children living here as well. And so to me, I know that's where your heart is. Your family's here, and you're, like I said, you're rooted here, and that's important. I think those of us that have grown up in this community and, you're couple years younger than me. We won't say how many years, but and so that means you've grown up here a lot,
Yes.
and you're watching your children grow up here, and so for me, those are the things when I see folks like that getting involved. I know that you're not sitting up there for the money that they're offering. No. I know that your heart is truly in that change.
Correct.
And I know that you had the opportunity to spend some time with Chuck Cooper and to get to meet him. And by the way, I think Tom posted it, and he'll share it again, but you were very gracious to put a banner up there thanking Chuck Cooper for everything that he's done.
Absolutely. The very least we can do. I mean,
he was a good man.
He was. And we want to live to that legacy. Bottom line, I think we want to make sure that legacy stays.
Absolutely.
And if I get there, with your support, of course, we make sure that legacy stays.
Right.
And grow it, for sure.
So I think one of the things that you can do is if you want to share Jose's information, first thing you're going to have to do is get out there and vote. Absolutely. And that's a huge thing. I mean, I was a little sad to see that St. Cloud only had about a third of the voters come out during a presidential and mayoral election this past November, where unfortunately we have such a voice in this community. And, coming from the Dominican Republic, maybe you can attest to the fact that, I think the right to vote in this country is a blessing. It's a huge thing that a lot of folks don't get. And so for us, it's important to me. I vote in every election. It's my voice.
We need to get out.
Right. It's my voice. And without my voice, then I can't say I can make a change in the community. That's how you get out there and you make that change.
Correct.
You get out there and you vote. And you vote educated. You vote for the folks, who you think match your moral value and your moral standing. And I have to say, one of the things that appeals to me, Jose, is you're willing to put your business here. You're willing to, take your children and put them into our school system. Yeah. You're willing to bring all these folks and give them good quality paying jobs. Correct. You don't have your employees, here and still applying for, assistance somewhere else or having to work a second job. And I think that's important. And as a citizen, I thank you for that because these are my neighbors,
Correct.
This is our community. And like I said, a lot of people are going to wonder, hey, they see this name on the candidates list, and they're going to say, who is this Jose Martinez? So I think it's important to to get your name out there. And I know, like I said, you're humble and you're quiet and you do things behind the scenes, but there's going to be some more things coming up in the community, and especially enough, Save St. Cloud. I want to clarify that Save St. Cloud has been in the works to do this backpack for a few months now. Actually, We've spoken with you for a few months. Unfortunately, the passing of Chuck Cooper kind of took a lot of, it took everybody off their course, and we wanted some time to grieve as a group. Is there anything else that you think is important for the citizens to know, or is there anything else you want to share?
Anything to finalize. I want them to understand that I love St. Cloud, and this is my hometown, and planning on going nowhere but to better St. Cloud itself in whatever way, shape, or form that I can. I want to contribute in many different ways. I did many years my business, and I'm still running my business out of downtown St. Cloud. But I think we can do more together, for sure. And I see what these non-profit organizations are doing for the community, how much they are fighting for change to come, and sometimes it's harder to come.
It is.
So what I'm trying to do is unite together.
Right.
So let's just be one voice.
Right.
Let's make the change, right? And let's do for the betterment of St. Cloud.
Absolutely.
So the one thing I wanted to take out of here is, yes, I'm not doing this for profit. I'm a really successful. I'm blessed. I will put it that way.
Right.
I'm running over 130 stores nationwide out of this office. So doing this for St. Cloud is just something I want to do because I really care about St. Cloud. I want to make sure that we keep our value intact.
Absolutely.
Because I want my kids to keep growing up here and move and live here, right? Have their family here and have the same benefit we are having, right? Of having this town and calling it home.
Absolutely.
Right? We definitely don't want it so much change.
Right.
All right. That can make a big obstacle into that path. So the future for them, I want it to be a future in St. Cloud.
Right. And you hope one day to enjoy your grandchildren in this community. I mean, not now, we're too young for that.
But yes, absolutely.
Right. So, well, thank you, Jose. I appreciate you taking the time. Like I said, I know you're a busy man, but like I said before, I feel like you're very accessible and you're very humble and you're very easy to speak with. And I appreciate that. And like I said, again, I appreciate you partnering with those of us here at Save St. Cloud. This is important. Please, if you need it, feel free to come out. And thank you, Jose.
Thank you
appreciate
so much for your time.
So thank you, everybody, and we hope you
Have
enjoyed
a blessed
it.
Day,
and
sure.
Feel free to come out and vote because it's important. It's your civil duty. So
absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
God bless.